Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you why a chainsaw was not running properly. Now what I've got here is a Stihl O34. This saw came in the shop not running properly, not idling properly, very difficult to adjust the carburetor, and even if you adjusted the carburetor and it ran well that day, it would not run the next day. So I did find out that one of the bolts was missing that holds the cylinder head to the block, and the other three were loose. So this one here was missing and all other three were loose. Now I did put another bolt in there and the saw still does not run properly, and what I suspect is that there is a bad base gasket. Now what I did is I sprayed some water soap solution. It's actually dish soap in here. I sprayed it all around the base when the saw was running and I could see bubbles coming out. So that indicates that the base gasket is leaking. Now the leak is right where the end of my screwdriver is, right where I'm pointing down here. So all may look fine, but if you have a slight air leak, your chainsaw will not run properly. And what I'm going to do now is show you another way in which you can quickly tell if there is a bad base gasket. What I'm going to be doing is spraying some choke and carb cleaner right at the base where I suspect the leak is, and you're going to notice that the saw will die. If the saw dies when you spray any flammable liquid where you suspect a leak, that means that it is definitely leaking. All that fluid's going in and flooding out the saw. Now what I'm spraying here is carb cleaner. It is not mixed with oil, so I'm just going to do it once. It will not affect the engine at all. So just notice when the saw is running and I spray it, it's going to die very quickly. So as you saw there, the saw stalled right away when I sprayed the fluid in there. That definitely indicates that the base gasket is leaking. Now what I'm showing you guys today is just a quick way to diagnose a leaking base gasket. Sometimes though you do have to do a leak down test. If you're wondering how to do that, I do have a video that shows how to do a leak down test, and I'll put the link under the video so you can go watch it. And here's a view of the gasket with the cylinder removed. And this is exactly where the leak was, right where I sprayed the carb cleaner. But the cause of the gasket going bad like this was because the cylinder bolt loosened itself and fell away. And if you need a cylinder gasket for your older O34 chainsaw, it's part number 11190292301. So one thing you could do, guys, to make sure you don't get this problem is regularly check the cylinder bolts. Make sure they're torqued right and that they're nice and tight. If they get loose, what happens is the gasket will get damaged and you will need to replace it. There's so much vibration on chainsaws that this should be part of your maintenance. When a saw comes in the shop for maintenance, I always check the cylinder bolts. And as I mentioned earlier, if the saw runs good today, it does not mean that it will run good tomorrow. If you send this out to a customer, they will definitely be back. And because of this exact problem, I like to keep stuff in the shop at least a day or two before sending it out to the customer. That way what I can do is come back the next day and try it out and make sure that it's still running good the following day. Now if you're wondering how to replace this base gasket, just go watch my MS260 top end video repair. It's pretty well the same procedure except for just a few changes. And I've put the link under the video today as well so that you can go watch that. If you follow my step-by-step video, you will be able to do it yourself. Okay, now I've got the gasket replaced. I'm going to repeat the procedure with the carb cleaner, and you're going to see that nothing will happen this time when I spray. And as you saw there with the gasket replaced and spraying carb cleaner again, nothing happens. It makes no difference at all. So that just proves there that the gasket was the problem. And now that the gasket has been replaced, the saw runs much better. It's more stable. It idles much better, and you don't need to adjust the carburetor almost every day for it to run. So guys, if you have to keep adjusting your carburetor even after you've put a new carb kit, you probably have an air leak somewhere in your chainsaw. Make sure to click on the link below to watch the video of me doing the pressure test on the O38. That will give you a good idea how to do that as well if you need to. In this case, I didn't have to because I was able to diagnose the problem almost right away. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and have yourselves a great day.